doesn't want me to show that article. So if you haven't tapped in yet, you can watch the first live to catch up to date. I'm just going over some information, but you know, I'll show the information here. I'll speak about it here. Let me just make sure that I'm on live. Let me make sure that I'm on live. Which I should be. Hello. Yep, I'm on live. All right, so let's continue. Now, let's look up this guy that they claim. You know, if you guys have not watched and you just started this video, we're basically going over the history of, you know, Hezbollah and Israel. And the part that I'm up to is it says 2010, Hezbollah accuses Israel of assassinating prominent leader Ahmad Magniyah. Right now, we looked up who this dude was, and as you can see, this is the individual here, and it says, there's an article right there. And it's called The Times of Israel. I won't show it because maybe that's why it's coming over. I'll let you see the article right there, The Times of Israel. And when you click it, it says, in first, Olmert confirms Israel killed Hezbollah chief Magniyah in Syria in 2008. All right. So it says Prime Minister Ehud Olmert on Saturday confirmed. Look at this guy's mouth. It says the first time that Israel was responsible for the death of Hezbollah's global operation chief, Ahmad Magniyah, who died in a bomb blast in Damascus in 2008. We haven't talked about it until today, Olmert said in an interview with Channel 13 News. But it seems to me that by now we can admit, after we eliminate the entire leadership of Hezbollah, we can admit that 16 years ago we eliminated the biggest, most abnormal, most despicable mass murderer they ever had, who built the entire Hezbollah military wing. See? So for years in torment of not admitting that you were the one that killed this man, now you want to admit it because it's like, fuck it, it's a full-blown war now. Let's admit that we killed this nigga. Put more pain on these niggas. More pain. Ah, shit, this dude is the devil. Look at this dude's face, man. He like, yeah, we the ones that did that. We eliminated him. He's a murderer. He despicable. He started Hezbollah. Like, come on. Right? They're admitting them to the murder. Who's prosecuting these dudes? Why they not in prison? Right? It says, the former premier comments come after Israel on Friday's assassination of Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah in the underground command HQ in Beirut. Man, you guys check this article. It's on the Times of Israel, showing you that this dude killed this dude and admitted it. Admitted it after, like, more pain, kicking you down, right? Let's go back to some more information. It says in 2014 and 2017, Hezbollah supports Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in the Syrian civil war. So Hezbollah, like, listen, they supported Syria. What was going on over there? That's that around 2014, 2017, when you seen that Syria and Bashar al-Assad was always on the news. That was what was going on, right? Certain things like that, and certain things about Israel claiming that Bashar al-Assad is putting out toxic chemicals everywhere. Then, you know, allegedly, or conspiracy theories is the United States. You know, you gotta speak like this. Don't take, hey, YouTube, hey, I'm not insinuating that this is what they did. This is allegedly what's said. Fair use. All right. Like I said, allegedly, The United States created ISIS in order to have a reason to go into Syria. But we all know what the devil does. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. But hey, listen, this is for educational purposes only. All right. Let's go to more recent developments. 2020, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah threatens Israel over border disputes. 2022, tensions rise over Karish gas fields, with Hezbollah warning Israel against extraction. 2024, cross-border crashes and missile exchanges intensifies, and that's what you see happen, right? Now, the current situation, Hezbollah possesses an estimated of 100,000 to 150,000 rockets and missiles, all right? Advanced Iranian-made weapons, strong presence in Lebanese politics. This is 2024. This is what Hezbollah has. Amalek is not having that. Amalek is like, listen, I'm the devil in the world. You're not about to have these weapons. I'm the sword. I need to eliminate you. But ultimately, what's going on is their puppeteers. The Most High is the one that's moving the nations in order to gather them to where? Armageddon, all right? The valley of Yahweh Shaphat, all right? The Most High is gathering these nations there in order for that destruction to happen. And then the true invasion of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah, having every one of these roaches, all of these roaches in the same area. You're not going to be hidden in the closet. Some of you not going to be hiding in the microwave. Some of you are not going to be under the sink in the closet corners. No, the Lord is bringing all the roaches, right, and gather you guys up in one little bowl in order for destruction to happen upon you. And this is what we're telling you guys, right? Israel's concerns, right? Hezbollah's growing military capabilities, border security and potential infiltration, right? Iranian influence in the region, because they're not respecting Israel. It's gonna spark scripture. Hey, let's get this scripture right here, right? Let's get this scripture. And we're gonna get some more clips to watch, right? This is Joel 3:10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, right? You know, in fact, let's just jump to, since we're in the book of Joel, 3:9. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. This is what the Lord is doing. He's drawing all the men of war, right? Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So Iranian, Hezbollah's influence is doing that to these nations to stand up against the beast, stand up against the bully. And that's what's going to happen. Like, oh, yo, you know what? Get these dudes. Hey, shoot rockets at the... But, you know, at the same time, these dudes is kind of like, how many leaders and people they got to destroy you for you guys to really make a move on them, which they did today. But, you know, they know that this man Esau is the sword. Hey, this is the man that dropped the atomic bomb. Hiroshima Nagasaki, right? He dropped an atomic bomb on a whole civilization with no disregard for life, no care. So they know, like, oh, listen, damn, this dude is the sword, though. So everybody is, you know, but really it's the Lord that's going to move these nations to do it, man. Because remember, Esau is that vagabond that nobody can touch. Only the Lord is going to, you know, touch this man. But yeah, the weak say that I'm strong because Iran got nuclear missiles now. You see what's going on with Hezbollah. Iran shot off missiles, you know. So this thing is brewing. This thing been brewing, and this thing is coming into light, man. Right? Verse 11, assemble yourselves, come, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about. Then cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Verse 12, let the heathen be awake, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the nations round about. Hey, let's not mistake anything, all right? This could slow up. Maybe a ceasefire could happen. A peace could happen. We don't know. Or it could just continue to keep going, because that's what it seems like. You kill Jezreelah, then you send an invasion. You send a ground troop in there. Then America is sending troops over there. Then Assyria gets attacked by the U.S. Now Iran is shooting missiles at Israel. this could just keep going on. This war is going to keep going on, and eventually what? The U.S. is going to have to get involved, right? They got their allies with Israel, and the scriptures say what? The least of the flock shall draw them out. We understand that. Continuing on, verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Verse 14. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah is near, in the valley of decision. And you pastors are not talking like this. That's why dudes is leaving the Christian church. All right, you had a music artist. He left and he disnowed Christianity because there's too many bullshit going on in there, and too many lies, and there's no comforting things. There's nothing just relating to the present world that we live in. Right? There's no hope. You're not giving us hope for the current events. Verse 15. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw from their shining. The Lord, verse 16, the Lord Yahweh Shem. How does the sun and the moon gonna be darkened? All right, you're not gonna see it. It's gonna be smoke everywhere, man. It says the Lord from nuclear blasts. There's a lot of catastrophic events happening, man. You just had the flood. You got a chemical pipe that burst out over here in Georgia. You know, the Lord is unleashing these plagues, man. I said, the Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens of the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. See that? See, and that's what we're praying, and that's what we're hoping for. All right, and this is why we're trying to compel the rest of the elect. And right, you 2/3 niggas, we know you're gonna die. You're gonna get you're going to just get the judgment that's set for you, but you're still gonna get warned. There's gonna be no cloak for your sins. But we're waking up the rest of the elect, all right, so we can get up out of this place, man. Let me go back to some notes. It says, so you got the Iranian influence in the region, right? Let's go international response. The UNIFIL, the United Nations interim force in Lebanon, right, maintains a peacekeeping presence. So they say, right? They want to just keep it peace, right? They don't like, this is the beast, man. He did drop the atomic bomb. Which one of us ever dropped a bomb on that big? I know we doing nuclear testing and stuff, but it's like a dude that got a gun and another dude that got a gun, but one dude really shot somebody before, really killed somebody before. The other dude, he got guns and stuff too, but he never really caught a body yet. So he's like, I never really did nothing like this. A whole nuclear catastrophe, wipe out the whole country. Damn. Some people don't want that blood on their hands, you know. That smoke to be looked as evil. You see, Esau don't care, you know. It says U.S., EU, and Arab states urge calm and diplomatic solutions. All right, and what did Biden say? We're not going to get involved in the middle. We're not going. Shut your ass up. You're going to do whatever the Most High wants you to do. Potential flashpoints: border crashes and missile exchanges, Israeli operations against Hezbollah, leaders or infrastructure. And you see what Ben Najju is really doing is he's trying to make up for his in response of so-called Hamas, which conspiracy theorists and information out there say that Hamas is a Israeli operation in order for them to go into the Gaza to kick the Palestinian asses. This is for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. This information is to educate of what it's already out there on the internet. All right, because we know this devil like to take videos down. All right, fair use. But like I said, allegedly that's what they're claiming, that Hamas was an inside job. But then again, who knows? Because they're saying that Israel with the Iron Dome, with one of the greatest expert defense, CIA, whatever you want to call it, security, they would have knew what was going to happen. They would have stopped. Like, that's what they're saying. How could they miss? And the bunch of damn butterfly parachutes is coming into the land, you know. But then again, Who knows, right? Who knows? We'll find out. But at the end of the day, it all plays into the agenda to bring forth World War III, to bring forth this war, to destroy this devil, regardless of how it's being done, right? But it says, Israeli operation and Hezbollah, leaders of infrastructure, regional conflicts, Syria, Iran, Jordan, and Hezbollah. All right? So, a lot of articles you can check based on the information I put together was from BBC News, Al Jazeera, all right? Haaretz, Al Jazeera is AIJAZEERA, and another one is HAARETZ. Then you got Times of Israel. Then you got Hezbollah, LAA Manor, MANAR TV. All right, that's for their perspective. And official statements was from Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Hezbollah's official website, Lebanese Ministry of Information. Now, let's get some more information, right? The Israeli and Hezbollah conflict is a long-standing and complex issue, all right? Now, we're going to get some detailed timelines, right? We read a lot of these already, but, you know, on this side of the video, we didn't do... Let me see. Yeah, that's about it, man. You know, that's the information as far as like this. Just some of the beef that started now. Israel went in there and did their thing. You know what I'm saying? They went in there. They eliminated a lot of the military leaders, and they've been bragging about that. But let's go to some more clips real quick. See this? What? Listen to this guy.
In a short summary, I gave up basketball to follow Jesus, and I know that in a lot of people's eyes, that seems like it seems like a loss in the world's eyes. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm super excited because I truly get to serve God, you know, with my full yes. And I feel like letting go of basketball is allowing me to, you know, go into full-time ministry and truly serving the Lord with all my heart, with all my time too as well. So I'm just excited to see where that leads me. And so, like, with that being said, man, I just want to go through the steps on like how, you know, I came to this, you know, realization that I want to let go of basketball and follow God. And this really has to start off with, you know, me giving my life to Christ in 2020. I truly accepted him back then. He found me. You know, I know we say we find God, but he finds us.
See that? Former Houston Rocket. Man, you better pray and hope it leads you into the real truth. Because Christianity is not the way, you know? So, yeah, he got drafted. He's 21 years old, man. You know? Got drafted around 2022. NBA. You know what? Let me secure a check. This dude's like, nah, this place is going down. I don't want no parts. You know? Now, this is what happened earlier today. But let's show you what people are focused on. This is exactly what. This is how it's going to be. Airing, drinking, caught up in the distractions. I found this clip, right? Whoa, this is happening. You see it happening. Everybody's anxious. So now you got that, bro.
חבר'ה לכיוון הכנסת. מטורף. וואו. וואו.
It's all over the internet.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. We are coming on the air because ABC News has now confirmed Iran has just launched a retaliatory missile attack targeting Israel. A U.S. senior administration official telling ABC News now that Iran is expected to fire 240 to 250 missiles at 4 targets in Israel. This includes the Mossad headquarters, Israel's spy agency, 3 Israeli air bases. We are told it'll take about 15 minutes to actually reach their targets. The U.S. and Israeli military with their defenses at the ready at this moment, including Israel's Iron Dome. Israel has ordered residents now in Jerusalem to shelter in place. The White House had signaled a potential strike was imminent. The attack follows a rapid escalation of violence in the Middle East, something we've been covering for weeks now, including an Israeli airstrike. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. Hezbollah's leader in Beirut, Iran launching a direct attack on Israel in April, but few of its missiles and rockets actually reached their intended targets. Many were shot down by the U.S. coalitions in the region. This comes as the Israeli military now says its troops were conducting limited ground raids in southern Lebanon. Let's get straight to our Ian panel in Beirut. Ian, what can you tell us at this moment?
Yeah, hi there, Kira. I mean, this is
Hezbollah's leader in Beirut, Iran launching a direct attack on Israel in April, but few of its missiles and rockets actually reached their intended targets. Many were shot down by the U.S. coalitions in the region. This comes as the...
Let's get some of the information that they mentioned here, right? Let's get some of the information of what happened earlier, just to get some history on that, right? So you got Iran, right, launched a missile attack on Israel on April 13, 2024 in retaliation for Israel's bombing of the Iranian embassy in Damascus, Syria, which killed 2 Iranian generals. The attack condemned Operation Truth Promise, as it was called, involved with 200 missiles and drones, including ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and loitering munitions, right? Let's look that up. But basically what Emelec is doing is, you know, the so-called Ish people is, we're going to attack bombs that they're hiding. You see what Bin Netanyahu said? Hey, the Lebanese people, the war is not against you. Hezbollah has made you a threat. They're hiding bombs in your basements, in your schools, in your hospitals. No, you're the devil, all right? And you're trying to get territory, right? You want to kick them out. And you can't come out and say that, right? But when you eventually do kick them out, you're going to come out and say that. Just like you admitted to killing one of the creator of Hezbollah after eliminating Jezreel. That's when you want to admit, yeah, we are the ones that destroyed the despicable devil. Like, you know? Let's look this up real quick. Look this up real quick. You know, boy, oh boy, man, this is some beautiful times we in, man. You know, we gotta know that. This is let's see how you pronounce it. Also, these are things about war, loitering munitions is basically enabled faster reaction times against hidden targets and emerge for short periods of without placing high value platforms near the target area. That's what this is. All right. So these are the things that Israel. This is the things that Israel did, claiming this is what they was trying to destroy. Right? Let's get back to some of this. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull my notes back up. pull my notes back up. Shalom, shalom to the Akim. Beautiful times, man. So let's get this real quick. Back to the notes. It says key targets. Nevatim Air Base suffered minor damage from 5 Iranian ballistic missiles. Sorry, these are the things that happened in April, like she was just talking about. It says Raymond Air Base hit by 4 ballistic missiles, causing minimal damage. Golan Heights intelligent base targeted, with Iran claiming significant damage. Tel Aviv and Dimona also targeted, but also extent of damage unknown. Right? It says the US, UK, France, Jordan provided defense support to Israel, shooting down incoming projectiles. They trying to protect Amalek so much, right? It says the multinational effort condemned Iron Shield successfully intercepted around 99% of the incoming weapons. That was that video where you seen it was just, it was a bunch of shots, you know, just shooting at the missiles that Iran shot off in April, right? And that was April 2024, earlier, right? This year. Now, U.S. involvement. The U.S. coordinated a multi-international defense of Israel from northern Iraq to southern Persian Gulf and destroyed more than 80 Iranian weapons before they reached their targets. So, like, come on, like who are these guys really protecting, right? And this is why, let me get this scripture. You know, we bring this out a lot and you see it happening. Ben Najul, he don't want to see ceasefire. He want blood. It says Jeremiah 49 and 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their inhabitants desolate with them. So you're going to be desolate with them, and you're going to get they're going to be drawn out because the lineage, right, they allies and sworn to protect Israel. And as Israel's making these moves, hey, these madmans, right? Ishmael not having it, man. All right. Eventually, the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to do what's happening in order to gather these guys up in that valley, right? Jeremiah, I'm gonna jump to Jeremiah 50 and 45. It said, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Babylon. So it was against Edom, now against Babylon, which Edom is the one running Babylon, right? That he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make the inhabitants desolate with them. This is biblical prophecy. Ain't no going away around it. You can be in denial all you want. You can deny. You can doubt. All right, and you can get distracted. It's prophecy is gonna happen. It's gonna be at your doorstep, and we've been warning you guys for years. Right? Let's go back to some more notes about U.S. involvement. It says more than 80 Iranian weapons before they reached their targets. The U.S. Navy warships involved were reported to be USS Arline Burke and USS Carney, and the U.S. Army Patriot missile battery in Erbil, Iraq, shot down at least 1 ballistic missile. There are no reports of Iran launching missiles in Israel after that, right? But this today it was. So however, tensions in Iran and Israel remain high, and the situation is being closely monitored by the international community. But now you had this article, right? Let's go to this article real quick. Iran fires, right? Iran fires 200 missiles at Israel in major attack. Let's get some notes on that. $200, as we showed in the videos. It says, the article from AOL News reports that Iran is preparing for an imminent attack. Oh, this is when the preparation, right? On Israel, citing intelligence sources and regional experts. Here's the key points. Iran military preparation, missile deployments. Iran has deployed ballistic missiles and drones to strategic locations. Troop mobilization. Iran forces are on high alert with troops mobilizing along the border with Iran. Naval presence. Iranian naval presence are patrolling the Persian Gulf. Targeted locations. Israeli military base, strategic infrastructure, population centers, right? U.S. and allied responses. Enhanced military presence. U.S. and allied forces are bolstering their presence in the region. So everybody's getting gathered, like WW3, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And then Lord willing, this continues, all right? No ceasefire, no peace. Continue to pray and put curses upon all these nations, man. All right? It says, intelligence sharing. Intelligent agencies are sharing real-time data and tracking Iranian movements, diplomatic efforts. International leaders are urging restraint and diplomatic solutions. Regional implications. Escalation risks. All right, conflict could spin to neighboring countries. Global economic impact. Potential disruption of oil supplies and trade. Now you're going to disrupt oil supply and trade, and meanwhile, while in America you got the port strikes happening. This is a whole turnaround. The normalcy of things is not going to be normal. Like Apostle Gabar said, get familiar with the unnormal. Take these long walks. Fast longer than you probably have. You always do one day, try 2 day one day. Take cold showers. All right, go without, put yourself in these conditions, mentally prepare. Right now, you got a timeline notes. It says imminent attack expected within days and weeks, which happened already. U.S. and allies prepare for potential retaliation. U.S. and allies prepare for potential retaliation against Iran. That's what's happening, right? Now, let's see real quick. Let's see if I got some more clips real quick of that. Let's listen to what Trump is enticing, because this is important as well, what's going to happen on this side. We all remember watching the movie Purge, right?
In this year's Purge, a safe evening, and for those releasing the beast, a successful cleanse. Good luck.
Should I get Papa?
He hates this. Let him sleep.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding.
Do it because the liberal left won't let them do it. The liberal left wants to destroy them, and they want to destroy our country. If you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day with the drugstores as an example, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge. Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here, it's a chain of events that's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. End immediately. It'll end immediately. Crooked Joe Biden.
So everybody seems to be having a little bit of a laugh over what Donald Trump said about basically suggesting the purge to deal with crime. And what we're not talking about is how that was a dog whistle. He knows what he was doing. All the white supremacists, all the extremists with assault rifles, the hard right extremists, all of them heard loud and clear what he was instructing. And the targets, Democrats, black people, brown people, you name it. It's not a laughing matter. He actually put the fantasy in their minds, the most extreme, dangerous white men, and there's a lot of them that listen to him suggest something like the purge, and they're fantasizing, maybe even preparing, organizing, lining up their guns, making a map, you name it. It's not a laughing matter. It wasn't him just losing his mind. It's every bit, just like the dog whistles, the clues, the codes he gave before January 6th. I don't know why we're not taking action against that kind of dangerous rhetoric.
But let's get real quick. All you gotta do is go on YouTube. It's tremendous amount of information out right now. It's just information out, information after information. Right? You got here 5 minutes ago. Coming in the worst. All right?
You know, a lot of investors right now are sitting on the sidelines, thinking they're doing quite well, earning 4.5.
As we watch this view again over Tel Aviv, and you see what appear to be impacts now on the ground.
Well, the role of the United States is to unconditionally support whatever the Israeli government wants to do, and more specifically, Prime Minister Netanyahu. So I think that's our role, like it or not. That's where we stand. I think it's important to pause for a second and understand just really where we are now. You talked about escalation. Well, that's very definitely the case. The Israelis have now dramatically escalated their attacks on southern Lebanon. It looks as though these bombing runs are a preparation for a ground assault. And that's extremely important, because I think the real strategic inflection point will come with the Israeli invasion of southern Lebanon. Now, will that be a full-scale invasion or a series of short raids on the ground over the border? I have no idea. But I think the ground force is being ready to go in. Now, keep in mind that the reserve ground forces, in other words, those people that are only mobilized in the event of an emergency or war, the reservists are controlling Gaza, the reservists are controlling the West Bank, so that the so-called regulars, the core of the Israeli force, are up north. These are the best brigades, the best organizations. And I think they're performing reconnaissance on the ground, battalion commanders, brigade commanders, looking at the approaches, where they'll go in and what they'll do. This is very important because, quite frankly, despite the enormous efforts undertaken from the air and with missiles against southern Lebanon, they really haven't succeeded in doing a great deal of damage to Hezbollah. Hezbollah is actually prepared for these assaults. And I think once the Israelis go in on the ground, that will probably be the trigger for Iran to take a greater hand. Thus far, Iran has stayed out of it, kept out of it. Iranians know that the Hezbollah fighters are extremely well armed and prepared. But once the Israelis commit on the ground, I think that will be judged as a turning point. Now, what does that mean? Will Iran jump in with both feet 100%? I don't know. The other thing is that from the vantage point of the United States, I think the U.S. Armed Forces are waiting for the ground assault before they actually engage in support of the Israelis. So that's why I think the idea of Israeli ground forces in southern Lebanon is very important. Now, we had some interesting developments over the last 24 hours beyond just bombings. We now have Israeli aircraft, an F-15, at least one, that has landed in Cyprus because of damage inflicted on Israeli airfields. That's very important because both Hezbollah and Turkey have warned that if the Israelis utilize Cyprus, that they will regard that as part of the war zone. The Turks are, of course, extremely sensitive to Cyprus, as you know from the history down there. They will not be pleased at all that the Israelis are operating out of it. They were already very unhappy with the British use of Cyprus to support strikes in various places, but more important, the air defense operations that the Israelis mounted when they were under threat of attack by Iran. So I think we're reaching a strategic inflection point where this war really will go regional. It'll move beyond just Hezbollah in Israel or Houthis in Israel, but this could also include Iran and potentially others. At the same time, we should not lose sight of what's going on in Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Egypt. I think that General Sisi's position in Egypt is very, very fragile. The Egyptian population is ready to essentially remove him. I think we could wake up and discover that the Egyptian army has taken him out of his office. Now, what does this mean? This means that despite our efforts to bribe the Egyptian government into silence and essentially compliance with whatever Israel wants to do, that the situation in Egypt could change dramatically. You have a similar situation in Jordan. King Abdullah's government resigned en masse in front of him. I think King Abdullah is on very shaky ground. There are an estimated 11.2 million Palestinians living in Jordan. They know what has been going on in Gaza. They know what has been happening in the West Bank. If he is removed, and I think there's a real possibility that that could happen, I think the floodgates will open and the Palestinians in Jordan will join their brethren on the West Bank.
Of course.
How will this unfold? I don't know, but I think it's very possible. Remember that we also have somewhere between 5,000 and 9,000 American soldiers in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan.
See?
I personally, and I think many of us in the military, are very concerned about those soldiers. They are not in a good position from the standpoint of rescuing them in the event that they come under very direct, sustained attack. We have sustained some losses. We don't know how many are killed or wounded, but there were attacks on our forces in northeast Syria, where we continue to control this very small oil installation in Syria. The Syrians are not really the ones involved in this, although I'm sure the Syrians would be happy to see us go. But you're talking about supportive Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria that would like to drive us out. But the danger is that if you have a large number of people wounded, how do you get them out? How do you evacuate them? How do you prevent them from being, pulverized into the dust by rocket attacks? I mean, they have phalanx guns that are automated on their perimeters, so they can do some damage. But those are not that difficult to take out of action if you're determined to do so. So these are all serious issues that...
Right? How do you do that? We're going to show you what the Lord is going to do for us, right? And this is how we know that your guys are not the real people, because of that statement you made. How do you do it? Is our Hassad, and right? But continuing on, it says, verse 2, therefore will we not fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the earth, into the midst of the sea. Fear of nuclear blast. War is a place. The heathen rage, the wars to see. Ain't no ceasefire, ain't fire, ain't no peace, no peace. Right? Verse exalted. Not that right. That's what the Most High. But a sword, and who you loot, a sword, and who you should kill one another. 1 second. For more updated information, right? You know, let's listen to this devil. Nero.
Did you know you can call AI now?
I can call it and talk to it?
You can call it and talk to it, and it's free.
So I can ask it anything and have a real conversation with it like a real person?
Yeah, at one point you might even forget that you're talking to AI, because it literally sounds like a real person. I didn't feel like getting stuck into another TV show, so I thought I'd call one of my favorite characters and character AI. I'm trying to step up my summer wardrobe. Can you...
Former President Donald Trump is spending the day campaigning in Wisconsin ahead of tonight's vice presidential debate. The Republican nominee made a stop at a manufacturing facility in a suburb of the state's capital, Madison. He's also expected to speak about the economy in Milwaukee, which has the largest number of Democratic voters in the state. For more, let's bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian, who is in Waunakee, Wisconsin, I believe is the pronunciation of that. Nicole, how is the former president responding to this Iranian missile attack against Israel?
And Cynthia was saying that...
Yeah, well, we're actually in Milwaukee awaiting the former president at an event that is centered around school choice. You can probably see Congressman Brian Stile right behind me a short time ago. He delivered remarks about the situation overseas, saying that this was an assault that was committed against the Israeli people and that his thoughts and prayers are with them and that the U.S. should stand strong in defending and standing by its ally of Israel. So we expect to hear more potentially from the former president on this topic, but he did weigh in earlier at a rally in Waunakee, as you mentioned, which is in a different part of the state. But he basically said that the world is spiraling out of control and even suggested that we are on the precipice of World War III, a global catastrophe. He has also said through a series of social media posts that he feels that this may not have happened on his watch, that when he was the president, Iran was in check, to use his words. That
you hear what he said? That's the pride of this devil, man. Hey, man, Iran was in check when I was in power, right?
has kind of been his response thus far with respect to the conflict. He may take questions here, so we expect to ask him a bit more about his reaction and what type of response he might take should he win the presidency in 2024. But that being said, certainly it is one of those split screen moments, if you will, Caitlin. We kind of saw something similar take place yesterday with the former president being in Valdosta, kind of giving his take and trying to respond to Hurricane Helene, of course, now giving his impressions of, and here in Milwaukee, where they want to hold on to Wisconsin.
Nicole Killian, thank you.
Out of Eve's mouth.
Do you want to work in tech and earn a higher salary? Because if...
clips. Hey man, it's gonna get worse than that, man. You know, everywhere you go online, you just see, you know, videos about what's going on. You know, and, you got Brothers Live. You know, Brothers is airing his his devil out, man. You know, yeah, that's what it's that's what it's about. You know, you got porch strikes going on. Lord willing, the next video I'll do it. But that's basically what's going on with the war right now. And I'm gonna just end it off with a couple of scriptures. Then we go into the next video, Lord willing. But let me get Joel 2:1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh, it is at hand." And this is what we've been telling you Jakes, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. We're letting you know that the day of the Lord is at hand. There's no time to folly around, bullshit around. There's no time to be, into the madness, right? No time at all, right? You go on the web, right? wilderness comments, wilderness comments, wicked as all hell. But you go on the web, and that's what you're gonna see: war.
No! You!
Scary times, man. Right while you driving, you don't know when the Lord could, the thief at night. You see that? Look at that. That's crazy. Like, this is what's going on.
Do not. We're also tracking tonight what could be a potentially crippling port strike now just hours.
Iran launched a large-scale attack of over 180 ballistic missiles directly from Iranian soil at the state of Israel. There were a small number of hits in the center of Israel and some other hits in the southern Israel. The majority of the incoming missiles were intercepted by Israel and a defensive coalition led by the United States. Iran's attack is a severe and dangerous escalation. There will be consequences. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest levels of readiness. Our operational plans are ready. We will respond wherever, whenever, and however we choose, in accordance with the directive of the government of Israel. Iran and its proxies have...
Iran ballistic missiles strike Israel. And there are 0 Israeli deaths being reported. However, no Palestinian dead. You know? No retaliation. And this was gonna happen in America. This is what you guys are seeing here. You think that it's not gonna happen over here.
Whoa!
It's going to happen over here. This is what we're trying to let you understand. Babylon, you know, right? There's going to be in shambles, man. You think that this is happening outside of the country, that you don't got to worry about this. Oh, this is not my business. This is not going to affect me.
It's just quarters.
Wow.
No.
And so there are...
To get these lower thirds updated here for you, but again, we can now tell you that the IDF is reporting missiles have been launched from Iran toward Israel. And let me show you this update that we are getting. IDF just putting this out. All Israeli civilians are in bomb shelters as rockets from Iran are fired at Israel. Breaking news, bringing to you here on Live Now from Fox. Again, this is all happening. It looks like there's a terror attack happening on the ground near Tel Aviv, a shooting attack as well. So we are getting rid of all of our commercial breaks, going to be staying on this story for you as it is all unfolding right now in the Middle East. Do want to show you the different shots that we have available here to us on this breaking news element of the IDF now saying missiles launched from Iran toward Israel. This is breaking news, and again, we are going to be bringing it to you all in real time, the best that we can on the different feeds that we have for you. Would you? All right, we got another update that we want to bring to you from the IDF that all Israeli civilians are in bomb shelters as the rockets from
suspect. Just like when the towers went down, a lot of the Israelis knew not to go to work that day. But everybody knows already to be in bomb shelters. And you're telling me these missiles can be shot over, right, in 15 minutes it takes to get over there. That's what they said. And so 15 minutes, everybody's in a bomb shelter. Flags. It could be an agenda so that the World War III could, yeah.
Massive news breaking out in Tel Aviv and surrounding Israel as air sirens are going off in the country right now. Let's just show you the different shots that we have here for you. Again, thanks to everyone joining us here on Live Now from Fox for this massive breaking news of missiles being launched right now. But now, again, this all happening with
Shirley.
America is going to have a crash that will make 1920.
Let's get back to some scriptures.
America's.
Back at Joel 2 and 2 now, it says the day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick clouds, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong, there have not been ever like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right. So basically this place, man, you know, the goal is to get it in flames. That's the goal. That's the objective, you know, because the rulers that's ruling and how wicked they are. And this is why the Most High is going to get at them. Let me jump to Joel 3. And it says, Joel 3 and 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. All right. And ultimately the Lord is avenging the true Israelites. All right. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, verse 20 says, but Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood, and that I have not cleansed, for the Lord Yahweh dwelleth in Zion. All right. So we see what's you know, currently what's going to happen. Right. Let me get a precept real quick. Now I go back to that. Joel. Let me get Zechariah real quick. Zechariah 14. Zechariah 14 and let me see where I'll start at. This is how we know that they're not the people, right? I'm going to start at 12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Right? Now, been not a Jew, they'll try to bring out these scriptures thinking that the Lord deceiving the world, saying this is why these things are happening. No, this is talking about us. All right, y'all fought against us. Y'all put us in poverty. Y'all gave us drugs. All right, y'all continue perverting our women. All right, perverting the young little boys. All right, giving us lies. Right, it fought against us in slavery, oppression. All right, poisoning the food, all manner of wickedness. Right, it says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Right? Just like that movie. I believe it was what movie was that? I believe it was Terminator. The girl was on the gate, and she just saw her standing there burning. This is what's getting ready to happen. All right. Get another precept real quick. Just trying to run through these. You know, just showing you eventually what shall happen to this place, man. And it's more warning. Hey, we're going to bring out the same precepts. Revelations 18. And I'm going to start at 8. Go straight to the point. Therefore shall her plagues come in 1 day. Death and mourning and famine. And she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Shemashah who judgeth her. This is what's going to happen to America. Same thing that you see how they get involved, right? Eventually, the nations are going to turn against her, right? Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of their burning, right? And right now, the nations with this port strike, it could spark more other ports throughout the region and influence them. Like, yo, listen, these guys going against them. Hey, listen, we gotta do the same thing. We want better contracts, right? Verse 10, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, right? 1 hour. And you're going to see the merchants mourning over that, because they was, exporting to America. America was, buying a lot of gold and silver, precious stones, and, buying all of the things, Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, like the Apostle Paul said, we are in the beginning of the book of 2nd Esdras 15, 2nd Esdras 16, But just 2nd Esdras 16 and 1, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. This is happening now. That's what you guys need to understand. Verse 2, gird up yourselves with clothes of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? All right. Verse 4, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Verse 5, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? And this is what you see occurring. Okay. Verse 6, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn? No, you're not doing that. All right. And a hungry lion in the woods, you ain't driving them away. All right. Verse 7, may one turn again an arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Your Iron Dome, that ain't working. Missile defense systems, that's not working. None of these things is going to go against the 250 million missiles that's going to be shot upon this place. All right. Verse 10, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Man, you see people panicking during this Hurricane Helene that ripped through Florida, Mexico, Atlanta, right? Verse 11, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. All right. Verse 12, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also. There, behold the Lord, right? And behold the glory of his power, right? And this is what we'll be warning you guys continually, For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the earth. Like you see in this picture below, shot from the ends of the earth. All right. And we're seeing the prototype of it going on with Iran. We're seeing an example. Right. Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. All right. I'm continuing. Verse 15. And the fire is kindled, and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Verse 16. Like an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And this is what Ezra said. Woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days, right? Because it's the beginning, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows, and great mourning, in the beginning of famine, in the beginning of death, the beginning of wars, and of power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. Hey man, this is it's getting bad. All right, you guys need to repent. All right, stop bucking up against the teachings of the apostles of Great Millstone and all the other brothers sincerely that's been influenced and inspired by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua and Rosa raised up prophets to give out warnings, man. All right, let's finish it off real quick. And Lord willing, I could do a video of what's happening in the ports. So just want to give it a few days, see the effects that it has happened. They claim that over $5 billion a day is going to be lost, right? Now we see how the famine is going to come in, because you could easily cut off the borders, you could easily cut off the shipments, and you're going to have internal chaos within the cities, right? Now we see that. But we also have the prophecy of victuals shall become so cheap. How could that happen? It could be happening during the time the RFID is implanted. When people think that, oh wow, I get a super discount having this chip. We don't know, but that's gonna happen as well. The chip is definitely gonna happen. Victuals shall be so cheap. It's gonna happen, right? It's prophecies is happening, All you pastors are gonna be sold out to be liars. All right, deceivers, all you damn podcasts, Saw Nutter, you niggas, Vocab Malone, what are you doing? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Are you condemning the Israelis for shooting out missiles? Or you condemning Iran? What's the edification? Are you bringing out scriptures to comfort the people, to show them that it's biblical prophecy? You're nowhere to be found, man. The people's law, they're looking for answers, right? But only the elect gonna get this. The sheep of the Lord is gonna get this, right? Joel 2 and 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth, and the land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and of horses so shall they run, right? That's that horsepower, and they at miles per hour flying across the sky, all right, talking about the missiles. Like the noise of chariots on the top of the mountain shall they leap, like the noise of fire, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Verse 6, before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. That's to be the smoke, the ashes all over their face when this missile hit, man, right? Verse 7, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb up walls like men of war, they shall march every one in his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Like you've seen in the videos, they were just coming, those shots were coming. See, the Lord is giving us examples of showing you how it's going to look. The Lord is letting you know, repent. Those tears, those cries that you see the Palestinians and the Israelis and the Ukrainians that's going through, you guys are going to experience that. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Verse 9, they shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the horses, right? They shall enter in at the window like a thief. We just was watching, the dude was driving and the missile just hit the ground. Boom, that's like a thief, unexpected. Verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark. All right, third time we read about the sun and the moon being dark, right? The smoke going up, all right? And the stars shall withdraw their shining. Verse 11, and the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth the word. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can abide it, man? Who can abide it? You pray that your departure, your salvation, it don't be in the winter, man. Right? This is what you see happening. This is what you see, going on. Yeah, that's it, man. Lord willing, let's see, give it another day with the ports, and I could tap into that, Lord willing. Just want to give it some time, see the effects that it has, and is there more protests, is there chaos, or is Sleepy Joe gonna step in? Because he has the ability to step in and enact, I forgot what, hold on, let me see what he can do real quick. He has the ability to step in and, let's see, what is that called? Economy is doing really bad right now, man. Really bad. You know? Let me see. If I don't find it now, I'll definitely have it for you tomorrow. Yeah, there you go. But this is what he said though, right? It says government response says President Sleepy Joe Biden has signed that he will not intervene in a potential work stoppage, despite having the option to seek a court order for a 80-day cooling off period under the 1942 Taft-Hartley Act. So he's able to, hey guys, relax and stop this, you know. But he said he's not going to intervene. He's all for union workers. Let's see what happens, you know. But then this is all going to lead up to famine. This is all going to lead up to, you know, people running into people's houses. This is what's going to happen. So let's see. If the economy is $35 trillion in debt already, so if the economy crashed spontaneously out of nowhere, we understand what's happening. RFID getting implanted. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and I want to be able to make the video watchable. You know, everybody, Jake's attention span is now longer than Instagram reel of 15-30 seconds. So Lord willing, I'm gonna tap into another video and I talk about the ports, man. Hey man, Lord willing, this was edifying, man. With that being said, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, the bonds to apostles of great millstone who were well. Special salutations to the hope for your elect, by Yahweh, the house of David, and to the scattered Israelites scattered across the four corners of the globes, the brother Rav Shapat from the shepherds of Berea camp. Shalom to the priests and the elders and shepherds of Berea as well. And you know, I pray that we just continue to, you know, build, you know, continue to, you know, stay tapped in, and Lord willing that, you know, this, you know, these coming up years, these coming up months, these coming up days is, you know, be the end of this wicked society, man. Let's keep pushing, keep raising up the elect, man. Keep pushing this truth. Hey, shalom.